3655 South King, structural issues that came about when all the drywall was removed from the first two floors. So this used to be an old back stair in here. And when this framing was being installed for the drywall, they put these two little 2x6 blocks and then this little 3/4 inch plywood. Nothing is really touching and it's hanging in the air. And that's the same condition we have throughout. This is also is the location where the entire kitchen would be sitting. When the floor started sagging, instead of repairing this condition, what they did is they just picked up the sagging floor here in the back as well as at the front of the house. So the underlying problem still exists, and we have approximately 3 inches, 2 3/4 inches here in the back and in the front. In the front, we already fixed it because I couldn't stop, and we took down this drywall only to find this condition here. So the solution is to take down this soffit, take down those ducts. We can leave these lines here, but this conduit is going to have to be removed, and then we're going to need to pocket each of these joists, so we have to do some masonry. So next to these, we're going to sister them up, and we're going to install them correctly, spanning the entire width of the lower level. There's also a condition here in the corner where these, let's call them joists, are not even attached to anything. They're just nailed in. Here we also have a close-up of the deteriorating wood. And how it just stays in it just falls apart in your hand. It's easier for me to show it here than in the kitchen, but we also have this condition here that is going to have to be addressed. This is the lower level bedroom that is being framed in. This is the movie theater, and there's going to be a window here. The door is going to go away. In this location here, we're going to have the 2 French doors that are opening into the movie theater. We had these structural columns installed, and we are pouring new footings in order to carry the loads all the way from the roof, and that has changed our first floor, our basement layout. There is the rebar cage that's going into each one of these, and there's the other rebar cage. Here we had to angle the wall. This was supposed to be a linen closet, but due to this post being carrying the weight all the way to the roof, to the master suite level, it ended up impeding our hallway. So the post is going to be here. We're keeping that minimum 36-inch walkway, but we had to get rid of this linen closet. We figured there's going to be more closet space below the stair. Here's the bathroom with the large walk-in shower, the water closet here, and then we're going to have our vanity here. This is supposed to bump out, and we're going to have this blind corner here according to the drawings. So here are the new LVLs that are installed. There's going to be a post right there. Another post here, carrying that load all the way up. And then this is the post that's carrying the load into the hallway downstairs. This is an example of how we're pocketing into the masonry. The masonry is still not complete. It will be flush with this line here. Again, these LVLs are going straight across, and being pocketed into that wall. These are the posts. This is what the guys are pouring right now. This 4x6 Douglas fir. And again, this load is being transferred all the way from the top floor. And this point is supporting this corner of the LVL, and this is the large beam that the structural engineer said we had to support at the midpoint. So we have a 24-foot span, and the calculations indicate that we can have no more than a 12-foot span, and at this point has to be carried all the way down to where the guys are working in the basement. So these were the 6 joists that we knew about that are going to have to get moved over. But I assumed that the underlying structure of the building would allow for only a header and a post in this location to only support the 6. So this is a completed pocket where we have a steel beam installed here, an angle that's installed here, and each pocket has that same support. And this point load is calculated at 2,300 pounds, and we have the documentation for it. This wall is almost completely cantilevered at this point. So this header here is not supported at all, just with nails. The only support we have at this point is whatever's resting on these LVLs. And I'll take this opportunity to show you the distance at which this floor has been sagging. So this truss, or this joist here, is resting along with that one on the LVL. As we move 16 inches to 32 inches, we're almost at an inch. Here we're well over an inch, and so on and so forth. So we can't be correcting for everything, and we are putting this blocking as best we can. This wall, though, on the other hand, is completely in the air at this point, and we're going to have to take it back. The last point that the inspector will accept for load bearing is this. So this entire wall here is going to have to get moved inside in order to pass inspection. As the plans indicate, there's going to be a wall here in the master that will enclose the stair. The door to the bedroom will be right here, and there's going to be a little bit of wall here. We currently have something like 28 inches